Welcome. You are at the CCC.
Where there are no outside issues. My name is Anthony. I'm an addict and an alcoholic, another bozo on the bus, and I care about you.
My name is Jordan, and I'm an addict, and I'm also the third wheel in this relationship, forever and always.
Oh, my God. And I'm LouiLou. My pronouns are he and him, and I'm in recovery for crystal meth and alcohol, and I am always in search of balance. And each week we strive to foster a brave space where we can engage in conversations centered around topics of recovery.
And our intention is to hold and inspire better spaces for more people in recovery by tackling issues sometimes used to separate us.
But before we do that, please like, comment, share this episode, and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Like them.
Couldn't
5
shut
stars.
Go ahead.
I think it's like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe.
You know what? There are no outside issues, so he can say it however he wants.
I know. It's like, come on. And now the disclaimer, since I'm going to be like telling you how to do your fucking job. Go ahead.
And now the disclaimer: the thoughts and opinions expressed on At the CCC are ours alone. We do not represent anyone but ourselves. In other words, we're just a couple of friends behind a mic here to entertain you. And of course, everything we talk about is for general information purposes only. Bitch.
Keyword general information.
Whatever. Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
So, you guys know what week this is or what week?
It's Character Assassination Week.
Yeah, but no.
Oh, fuck. Pride.
No. Yeah, no. When this episode's released, it's going to be Pride Week.
Oh, Pride.
Yes. And so what's really interesting about... Thank you.
Yay! We're
What's
here.
really-
We're here. Get used to us.
It should be really interesting because, you know, with Pride should be a little different because with a lot of companies backing out,
Yeah.
like or whatever.
Not making it corporate.
I feel like maybe it's an opportunity kind of to
For us to return to our roots.
scale down. Exactly. It's like, although I'm pretty sure it's still going to be crazy because it's like,
Some rainbow capitalism.
yeah, whatever. It's all good.
It'd be like that sometimes.
So hopefully, Brandon, this will be, we won't be just babbling and whatever, and it'll come out the week after Pride.
You know,
Go ahead.
we've talked about the pendulum swinging, and I wonder, I think you're onto something. Maybe given the kind of, like you said, the pulling out of like corporations and all that stuff, that we will have a kind of like resurgence or a returning to like the roots of pride.
Absolutely. It's like with Pink Saturday. Like when Pink Saturday stopped happening in the Castro, people were able to have their smaller versions of it, you know, a little more kind of like, and I like that better. I like that better instead of, you know, because these large events, they just ruined it. Like folks would come in from out with their hate or their ignorance and their drinking or whatever and just bring violence and stupidity and whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just fall in love.
All right. Okay.
So how are you?
I'm okay. It's so funny that you talked about falling in love because I was texting with a good friend of mine today, and
Oh, I thought you were going to say a boy. Okay.
I was going to say, oh, here we go again. We're on the Anthony. We're like Mr. Toad.
God
Mr.
damn.
Mr. Anthony's Wild Ride.
not these two single people coming for me. Man, hateful.
So love.
Absolutely.
Well, so we were texting, and it's interesting that you guys should have this whatever reaction that was. Because I was talking about how I don't know that it'll ever happen for me. Right. And Jordan,
you don't know that it'll happen to you again?
Jordan, fucking kick rocks, man.
Wait, you don't think it'll ever happen again? Or
No. Listen to me.
I'm listening. Sorry.
Listen to me. So what I'm saying, maybe we need to change the topic for this episode. But I was talking to my friend and I was like, I don't know that it'll ever happen to me. I feel like historically what's happened is I'm like guys come into my life and really like my role is to help them heal from whatever it is that they have going on.
It's kind of how
I'm like, is that
a sponsor that I am too? It's like,
yeah, it's like, that's how like every single person that I've ever been with, there's always been something that they're healing from and that like I kind of serve as a vehicle to help that along.
I think that this is just my thought.
What is it? What is your thought?
I hear you and you feel that way, but I think that you're still in the healing. And I think that you're healing as well. It's hard to see it when we're in it.
This isn't
true.
I'm just keeping it real.
I mean, this isn't, I don't think maybe. maybe, right? Maybe not.
Yeah, but
maybe not.
I also think that it's not going to stop you from trying. So that's a good
well,
thing.
no, I mean, like that's the part where like y'all joke, but there is a part of me that like wants to try. You know what I mean? Like maybe this time will be different, right?
Absolutely.
Which I think could be a nice segue to our topic.
Oh, hey, before I do that, so this week also something that's really cool is the second annual sober party by the Castro Country Club at Yotel in San Francisco.
I was going to Yotel again.
Yeah, it's going to be back there again.
It was cute last year.
It was really cute. It was like...
it's a really nice venue. It's like the space is really cute. Yeah, that's right down the block from my place.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that we're going to record
and it's right on the parade line.
Oh, no way.
They don't know about it, but it's like, I'm all... Yeah, we're going to... Because they're changing the room. They had the room upstairs... The room upstairs that had the mocktails, we'll be able to do an episode there.
Oh, nice!
That's cute.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be cute.
That would be cute. Yeah. We could be standing. We could buy a what's it called? We
could set it up just like a talk show.
A stand and switch. What's the thing?
Step and repeat.
Step and repeat. Stand and switch.
Stand and switch and bait. Switch and bait.
Or bait and switch.
Yeah.
Crack and smoke.
Man.
Okay, then that's a nice segue
into character assassination. Absolutely. How do you guys define character assassination? Let's start with you, Jordan.
Oh, me. Okay.
You seem like the most toxic person at this table.
Wow. And that is a prime example of character assassination.
Go ahead, love.
I think that it manifests in two ways, right? Like one way is to attack someone's character, right? Or to talk about them, right?
Yeah.
Or to, whether to their face or behind their back, right? The other thing, and I do it to myself a lot, is I attack my own character by this negative self-talk, right? By like saying, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not going to do this. Or I could be better at this. Or I start comparing myself to other people. And so I start assassinating my own character.
I see.
Right. So I feel like people, especially us as queer folks, I do that all the time, day in, day out. You know, and I think it's hard to catch myself when it's become so natural. So yeah.
That's interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. You're saying that the character assassination that you do toward yourself is what?
Just a lot of like doubting myself, a lot of negative self-talk.
I see.
Who am I? Right. I think trying quote unquote redefine myself, or like, oh, that's silly. Right. Or like, why did I do that? Right.
Yeah, like when you guys laugh at me for trying. So
we don't laugh at you. We laugh at you for this nonsense about it's never going to happen again. Blah, 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 blah. And then 3 weeks we're going to be like, okay,
right. But like that statement, right? It's never going to happen for me, right? Is an attack on my character.
That's such an interesting take on character assassination. I really appreciate it because I think the other side of that is when other people's. Oh my God, what was that? Who was that?
My sponsee.
When other people, when people who have shitty opinions, when those opinions echo what we're telling ourselves, and that can be that's a deadly combo.
Yeah, exactly. I always say it's like I do not want to surround myself with people that echo those negative voices in my head. It's like I'm all, like the last thing I need is like. And it's taken a really long time because before it just made sense because I believed that was what I was worth. And so why not surround myself with people who are reinforcing that? But then you get to that point where you realize, wait a minute, that's not who I am. And then when you realize, oh, and this is where it's coming from and I'm letting this in, we get to be the roadblock there. I think character assassination definitely tearing people down. I think that what, for me, and in times that I've used it or times that it because of where I was, it was a useful tool. It fed me. Mm-hmm. It helped me with my insecurities, with my doubt, and it kind of, in a very dark way, right-sized everyone around me.
You know, can I ask a question quickly? You're already answering the question, but I wanted to open it up for all of us is, what is the function of the character assassination? You're already doing that. Yeah. Like, what is the function? Were you going to say more about that?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, that was it. It's like, I'm always just use it as a way of kind of, like I said, in a dark way, right-sizing folks around so that I didn't seem smaller than I was.
Yeah.
When in fact, like, the irony of all of it is, I've always had this large personality, so
yikes.
Going into situations thinking that my light needs to be dimmed when seriously, it could not be controlled.
Oh, there's this comedian that I really like. Her name's Nancy Darling or Darling Nancy. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. She has like her whole like shtick is she's like a 1920s. Or maybe 1950. Anyway, but one of the she posted this video recently that said, "You aren't too much, if you're sparkle." Fuck, I forgot it. Basically, she was saying like if you sparkle, if you shine bright, like you're not too much. Like they just can't handle it.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's true.
Damn, I miss. Anyway, how about you? Like, what do you think the function of character assassination is?
Well, I think I mentioned this in previous episodes, but like we humans nowadays have a tendency to other people, right? To make ourselves feel better, right? When we other people, they're different than us, they're lower than us, right? I'm different, makes me feel special, right? So I think there's a functionality that's embedded in our culture now to other, right? Which the way to other them is to assassinate their character.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the function, I like this idea of like equalizing. I think it can also come from a place of like defensiveness.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like if someone wrongs you, like you feel so hurt that now you're going to go behind that person's back and like just talk shit.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's character. That's like a kind of a pure form of character assassination. But I think the function in that is from a place of feeling powerlessness.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It's like I have to get back at this person. I need people to hear my side of the story.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. That idea of power is like when I feel like I do not have a lot of power, I will try and find power anywhere I can.
I've got the power.
The rhythm's gonna get it.
Break my heart. That was just a perfect like. That's the button we need. I got the power.
Oh, we should probably. I don't know if do we have to pay for that?
We're gonna need a bigger board.
All right.
We need a bigger board.
Yeah, we need a bigger board.
We need a bigger like in and out.
We're still on a starter board.
I know exactly.
Level 1 boards. Yeah.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This idea of powerlessness. So, man. So not too long ago, I was thinking about that very thing, about like what are people saying about me? What are the stories being told? And I got.
You think there's stories being told?
Well, let me tell you something.
It's out of sight, out of mind.
Bitch, let me tell you something. First of all, I was in a situation with someone who I haven't spoken to in over a year, and he knew all of my business.
Oh.
So don't tell me people don't talk. And I was like, oh, where did you get that from? He's like, oh, some people were talking about it and I was just in the room with them. Bitch. Yeah. Yeah. And she knew names and everything. And I was like, well, goddamn. The point I'm trying to get to here is in that situation, I was like, I started to freak out. I started to get anxious because I was like, oh my God, I need to get ahead of this. Like, what are people saying about me? What he's saying is not true. And at some point I got really anxious and I was like, how am I going to handle this? How am I going to handle this? And I was like, I literally cannot control what people think and what people do. I really can't.
Absolutely.
And the second I like let go of that, right? The other part of that too is like, I was like, oh, people aren't going to care about me anymore. Or people are going to think I'm a bad person. And I'm like, you know what? The people who love me and want to be in my life, like those people are going to show up. And the people who are like maybe believing a rumor or something, like those are not people that were ever really my friends.
Absolutely. That's how you
know?
That's how you sort through bullshit.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I followed or listened to this other podcast of a social worker. She talks about relationships and all that jazz, but she's saying that there's studies, I don't know which study she quotes, but that when I know that there are people talking about me and I choose not to address it and just know that people are talking about me and I move on with my day, that actually makes you more confident, more happy, right? So you're not wasting energy or emotions on what it could have, should have, or at the nip that's in the bud, blah, blah, blah. But just like, it's behind me, I'm moving forward.
I love that.
Yeah, I love when the saying is like, well, if people are not talking about me, then I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I satiate through everything. They're talking about me.
Shimmy.
I was thinking, it's like, I talk about you when you walk away. Look at that ass. Shake.
Yeah. But so what I am coming back to is that no matter what side a person finds themselves on, it's difficult. Right.
Oh,
if you're the person who's being talked about or you're the person talking.
It's, it's that thing where it's like, it doesn't number. I mean, nowadays when I act against myself, when I act against my better nature or whatever, it doesn't feel good. And then also what a lot of folks don't realize is like, if that's who you are, if that's how you show up all the time, people start to recognize it and treat you accordingly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if this has been like the best kind of response to all of that for me, but I've like intentionally like removed myself from certain spaces that I used to frequent all the time. And I feel very empowered by that. But largely because like after that last situation where I was like, bitch, why do you know my business? I was like, there's just certain spaces that I don't feel like safe or comfortable in. And maybe that'll change in a couple months. But I do feel really kind of like confident and secure because I've removed myself, right? I'm not going to subject myself to environments where I might have to combat or contend with shit like that.
Fight to the bitter end.
Like for what? Right. And like for what? And we see that shit all the time. It's so tired.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, it's putting principles and your tools from recovery into action, right? It's not a drug or a drink, but it's a behavior that you don't want to engage in, or it's a behavior that you don't want to be a part of. So lean on what you know, right? Which just sounds like what you're doing, which is right now it's not safe for me to be in these kind of spaces. So I'm going to remove myself. And
give yourself grace. Don't second guess your choice, because like you said, in the long run, you don't know. And then the next month or so, you may be ready to go back.
Maybe.
You may or may not.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done the same thing with my drama, right? I just like, you know what? This does not serve me right now.
Yeah.
I don't know who's at fault, but I know I need to remove myself from the whole situation, and I'm not playing in the sandbox for right now.
You know what? What you're bringing up for me is like, whether someone's right or wrong, you can find someone who's going to agree with you.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what.
The common thread here is I don't have nearly as much drama as the two of you.
That's because you don't get out much.
That's because you're not interesting.
Wow.
You came for me, I came for you. You came for me, I came for you.
Exactly. Okay. That really. I don't know if you watch any of the Real Housewives. It's like one of them told the other, it's like,
what did she tell her?
Just not interesting. and the fact that I'm like, damn, it's like I'm all okay, but this one wasn't that interesting either. So it's like I'm all, that's like pot me kettle. So
I'm very boring.
No, that's okay. Boring. No, I love it. This is where recovery has gotten me. I'm finally at a place where I like being with me. And it's like I had to kind
someone's got to.
I had to just decipher between this, if I was isolating or if I was having in solitude.
100%.
And the more times when I'm in solitude and I'm really appreciating and so also it's like, you know what? Folks are gonna talk.
Yeah.
That's why I would say it's like I'm all, we're talking or whatever. It's like, what does it matter? What are you gonna do? You're powerless. This is where I really learned the idea of powerless. There's some people who don't fuck with me just because they don't fuck with me. And I'm all, am I gonna lose sleep? I used to struggle with that. Like I'm hanging out with 5-6 amazing people and I'm looking at the one person over there who doesn't want anything to do with me.
That's right.
I'm all, say what you will, whatever. It's like, and then you said it earlier. There are folks who love me and who get it. And they're going, and if you're not that person, then the responsibility is mine. I don't need to like be all up under somebody who doesn't appreciate me or is not willing to let me be who I am and unfold in front of them. You know, yeah.
I mean, it's going back to what I was saying earlier about how you know, people generally will surround themselves with people who reinforce for them their own thoughts about themselves. So if you have like shitty ideas about yourself, you're going to surround with yourself with people who probably make you feel shitty. I mean, that's how sometimes that's what relationships look like. And going back to this idea of like, you can always find someone to agree with you. Even if you have, right? Like, even if you're in the wrong, fucking Google it. Someone on the internet agrees with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know,
it's clear. I've seen World Star and Love and Hip Hop. No, trust me. That's reality TV in a nutshell.
Yeah.
No, but go ahead. I mean, I am a little jealous of that amount of confidence that you have, right? This idea that, oh, I'm not alone. I'm just in solitude, right? Like that is on the bucket list of goals to reach.
It takes a while. And so give yourself, where you're at right now, give yourself grace because you're moving in the right direction. Mm-hmm. I think the right direction is not being asleep. It is realizing that something's not right. You know, that I want something to change because there was times where I needed to be around people. I just did not want to be alone. And don't get me wrong, on the flip side of this, it's like I have to challenge myself because I live in a city. I live in a city where I can just walk out of my door and I have people around. If I lived in a smaller rural area or whatever, this would not be an option. I probably would be struggling with a different version of it. And it's so nuanced. It's weird how this works. Like, I need people. I'm just like a fucking cat though, because it's like I need people, but I'm not telling you I need you, you know, whatever. So it's like, okay. So, and also flatline, some days it's good, some days it's not so good because like my days off are split and Wednesday I didn't go anywhere and I was feeling a little guilty about that. And I shouldn't feel guilty because I pay my own bills, bitch. Like I'm the one in charge.
Yeah.
I didn't owe nobody nothing. Anyway, it's all good. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You can be alone with me if you want.
Here we go.
No, not like that. I got some stuff that you can clean. I'm all, this is solitude. Now get to work.
This is called slavery. My other question.
Let's hear it.
Was, oh my goodness. When you're saying like you can find people who agree with you, you can find people who give you their answers, right? But I think how do you find folks that will give you the honest answer?
What, right? But what is the honest answer? Right. What is the honest answer? Is the honest answer one that like coincides with your thoughts and feelings?
Absolutely.
Is the honest answer one that hurts because that's how you understand what honesty is?
It's like if you're not able to hear, it doesn't matter who, like it doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't even matter. But the thing that I'm trying to get to is like, is it honesty? You know, like, right. Because going back to this idea of like, you can find anyone to agree with you. So is Jordan is Jordan's response less honest because it doesn't coincide with yours or right? Yeah. Like
that's such a weird one. It's like it's in the moment. It's as honest as you can be, and
that's so funny.
It's as real as exactly. It's as real and honest as you can be. It's as authentic. You know, when people struggle with this idea of authenticity.
Yeah,
like if this is how I am right now, and I expect that if I can keep doing this work, it's going to change. Something I used to do, like even before I entered like 12-step recovery, is I used to do this thing where I would try to tell myself the truth. I would try to get honest with myself, meaning not because wearing kid gloves about things or my thoughts were altered. Obviously, my sick mind couldn't heal my sick mind, but I would take situations, whatever the situation was, and I would run it through a bunch of scenarios in my mind and say, you know, am I upset with this person because of this, or is it really this? You know, and I feel like that was my higher power working on me, but it was like me trying to get as honest as I can. I think I was working on getting to a place where I was owning how I was showing up. And I didn't know at the time that that's what I was doing. And so it made it so much easier when I actually had to get to that part. Like, I'm all, guess what? It's your fault, bitch. Bitch.
Yeah. Were you going to say something, Jordan?
Well, I think owning your part in whatever character assassination, whether it's to yourself or to somebody else, is the work, right? are we able to say, you know what, I messed up. I attacked your character and I apologize, right? Or giving grace to yourself and saying, you know what, I'm being really hard on myself
Sometimes
today.
it's a good idea not to say that to the person, but to just do the work and make sure you keep your damn mouth shut.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and also too, it's like recognizing this was my part and that's the other person's part, and there's nothing I can control about that other person or those other people, right? I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
No, it was a lovely point.
What I keep coming back to in this conversation is like, what is the truth? Like this idea of honesty, like what is the truth?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that the question is necessarily important. What I'm thinking about is like, what does it feel like to live in your body? And I think that's what I'm holding, is that like, what is it? You know what I mean? Like, is it truth with a capital T? Like, is there something bigger than us that like has the right answers? Right. And what we're really doing is like estimating, or right. Like, so I'm not sure. I don't know that I have an answer to that, but character assassination feels like a far departure from what might be true, right? Like, even if what you're saying is true, like, even if what you're saying is true, like, yeah, so-and-so like did X, Y, and Z. Like, is that like, does that feel good in your body maybe? Or like, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Some triaging or some discernment of like, do I need to tell everybody that Anthony shit himself in the street yesterday, even though I know I saw it?
Exactly.
I didn't shit in the street.
I think that I think what's interesting, I think what we're doing with these conversations is that we're bringing them to the light. And sometimes we act on this behavior without really thinking about it, without really being conscious that we're acting on it, because it's just what it is. The goal for me is to be aware, to realize that this may have served me in the past. It no longer serves me. That when I feel some sort of way, it's or the tingling I get is because this is not right. And so I want to change this behavior. And the goal is to kind of become aware of myself, aware of it when I'm doing it, when I'm acting, why, going back to your, like, what is my motives, or what is my, what's the function of, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I telling somebody? Am I trying to keep, to affect how this person is going to be able to be around other people? Am I feeling low? Am I not feeling enough? Is there a reason why I'm doing this? It's why am I not lifting, loving, supporting? Because I usually want to love and lift people up. And those times when I'm not, and just today, it's like, I got a coworker who I need to really kind of snap out of it, because I don't have anything nice to say him. He never had a chance. It's like he was dead on arrival.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it doesn't help that he's that one person that, you know how when you're working, everybody has that. We have that one person that we can come together for, and he's not a bad person. Oh God, he's not a bad person, but it doesn't stop me from. And I don't even know, I'm actually, thanks to this conversation, I am going to leave this and kind of ponder and think about why I'm doing this, because it is not to lift me up, not to make me feel better. I just think probably, I always want to get that wise ass crack in and yeah.
I think that all human actions, like everything that we do, on some level, we believe it's going to preserve our happiness, or it's going to preserve us, but typically our happiness. And that includes cheating, lying. It includes doing things that hurt other people. Generally, people are doing these things because there's some part of them that's being fulfilled by it.
Yeah.
And, like I've said before, if you pull the lens back, we're all doing that.
Exactly.
And I think the task, or the thing that's in front of us, is like, how do we not take that stuff on? How do I not take Jordan's behavior on, or your behavior on, or anyone's behavior? Like, how do you not take that on? And I feel like the answer to that is like to kind of be in like I want to say keep moving forward, but really what I'm trying to say is you allow yourself to continue to have new experiences, right? Like when we're grieving, for example, it may feel like you're never going to have that good feeling anymore.
Absolutely.
But really what's happening is that we come to redefine what joy is, and we get to do that whenever we're in pain.
Yeah. To your question about how do you find the truth, like maybe we can't find the truth, but we'd be more open to people who call us on behavior that is not acceptable
to them.
When someone's setting a boundary,
right?
That's a great one. When someone's setting a boundary, because that's kind of how I started to make changes. I was uncomfortable with it. I was upset, but whoa, they're setting a boundary. So it is to them, but it's like sometimes that's a catalyst to me making changes.
Yeah. Yeah. If you care about someone.
So the Castro Country Club is a safe and sober community center for all people and a refuge for the LGBTQ recovery community.
Hold on. I wasn't done talking.
You were.
I know.
Well, I guess I am now. I know we were at time. I
know. It's like we should keep an eye. We should really keep an eye on that. Yeah, because we can go on and on. And
I know,
and then
Louis. I know.
That's when you'll pull some crap like, we should get Brandon to split the episodes.
And Brandon's like, the fuck I am.
I don't do that kind of producing. Okay, finish your thought and we'll go into because it's like, I don't know if we have 10 or 15 more minutes.
I just wanted to go back to step one.
Okay.
Which is like powerless and unmanageability, right? And I think when we're trying to like redefine our joy after we've been hurt either by the actions or the words of someone else, the way we kind of reclaim that power is by one, realizing that we can't manage people. We're powerless over like what other people do. And that we continue to redefine what joy looks like by allowing ourselves to have new experiences with other people, not like isolating ourselves or not talking to other people. We provide programs and services that. You finished the first line?
Yeah.
All right. We provide programs and services that help change lives by supporting. No, that was you. Our vision is to reduce this. No, that's you too.
It's like, so let's start because you were reading your part. The Castro Country Club is a safe and sober community for all people and a refuge for the LGBTQ recovery community.
We provide programs and services that help change lives by supporting personal growth.
And our vision is to reduce the suffering of addiction by connecting people to community, opportunity, and support.
You can find more information, including all the ways to contact us at www.castrocountryclub.org/podcast.
Yes, and please check out new episodes every Monday as they are released.
We love you.
Yes.
Make good choices.
Bye.